Hey everyone, I'm Brett, and welcome to Nightwood Guns. I am very excited for today's video because we are finally taking a close look at the highly anticipated Bul Armory Blaze. So from its inception, the Blaze was built to be the best performance to value ratio limited optics pistol in existence. So in today's review of the Blaze, we're going to go over its features, its shooting performance, reliability, and any downsides that it may have. Nothing is perfect, and I've definitely earned a reputation of being bluntly honest with things I don't like. Now, Bul Armory did send this pistol to the channel for review, but Bul Armory has become my favorite pistol manufacturer in the industry, and I want to see them continue to make good pistols, so I'm going to give them harsh feedback if I see any opportunities to do so. Today's review of the Blaze was a 1,000 round review that I put through the gun pretty rapidly because it's pretty fun to shoot, but the ammo was of course provided by Buffalo Creek Ammunition. That is my #1 recommended ammo if you're looking for affordable target, plinking, or training ammunition. And a thank you to the Optics that are located on the planet for providing this beautiful Holosun 507 comp. If you need any things for your things, then there's a thing on screen that you will be grateful to have if you are perusing the planet of optics. But hopping into the review, this is clearly a pistol that was purpose-built for competition, and I'm not much of a competition shooter anymore. However, the gun that I carry every single day and the gun that I shoot the most is the Bul Armory EDC Pro, so I'm very familiar with the company and the platform, so I can really weigh in on this. And of course, as my subscribers know, I know how to appreciate a hot piece of iron. So right off the bat, this has all of the things that make double stack 1911s highly desirable and respected, but on the Blaze, the heavy frame and the incredibly lightweight slide make this one of the fastest and smoothest shooting double stack 1911s that I've ever had the pleasure of trying out. Now normally I go into features first and talk about shooting performance later, but I have to get right into it. Out of every pistol I've reviewed on this channel, this has had the single largest impact on me in my first magazine through the gun. My first shot's impression on this absolutely blew my mind, and it really set the stage for how incredible of a pistol the Blaze is. This is one of the most effortless shooting experiences I've had in my life. The gun wants to go fast. It has an immediate and perfect return to zero, and the slide operates so smooth and so quickly that it feels like it's just shooting by itself. The Blaze also comes with a couple of additional recoil springs so you can tune this to your specific ammo. But I'm telling you guys, with 4 20-round magazines and an array of optic plates for their BAO optic system, it does not get better than this for an out-of-the-box pistol to jump right into limited optics. Simply put, this is as good as a double stack 1911 can get without being custom. As far as features go, everything that I love about Bul Armory pistols is present on the Blaze. We've got the amazing side paneling texture with the checkering on the front strap. And if you're new around here, this is my favorite texture on a pistol ever. I wish I could put this texture on all of my pistols. They even went so far as to dimple the grip screw here, so there's not a single smooth part on this side grip panel. Just excellent traction all the way up. We have the Bul Armory modular trigger shoe here, where if you want to adjust the trigger reach on the pistol, just for like 15 bucks, you can order a new little puzzle piece, and you just take out the little screw, slide that out, slide the new one in, and you've adjusted the trigger reach. It has the Bul Armory tuned trigger, and I will die on this hill that out of all of the non-custom double stack 1911s on the market, Bul does the trigger the best. Specifically on the Blaze, the slide to frame fit and the barrel fit is pretty much airtight. It has the high double undercut on the trigger guard so you can get that nice high grip on the pistol. It matches my other Bul Armories for reliability, which is 100%, and it has the Bul Armory proprietary magazines that hold one more round in the same size magazine compared to a standard 2011. The mags are also cheaper, and this one comes with 4 of the 20 rounders. And for 2025, Bul Armory moved away from their MIM or metal injection molded slide stops and thumb safeties, and now it is 100% CNC'd. Now most of that stuff is present on all Bul Armory pistols. Specific to the Blaze and some of their other competition pistols, this one has a pinned grip safety, and Bul Armory did an excellent job of blending this pinned grip safety. There are no sharp or hard, rough edges anywhere on that. It is just 100% smooth and blended. Sorry for the interruption, but if you want to support the channel, make sure you are subscribed. That is the best way to support me. Hit that like, thumbs up button, and leaving a comment down below boosts the video and helps spread its reach. So if you want to see the channel succeed, go ahead and drop me a comment down below. Other than that, the links in the description below are the place to be if you're looking for ways to further support the channel, including my Patreon or my books on Amazon. And I also have some pretty nifty merch that is based on pop culture related firearms. So if you're looking for a fun shirt to wear to the range, check out the description. Also on the Blaze, we have a stainless steel mainspring housing back here as opposed to the typical polymer one on the TAC series. This adds weight to the back of the gun and also allows them to get this sharp, aggressive, dimpled texture back here. Not so sharp that it's gonna hurt you, but it is that perfect middle ground where this thing is just going to lock into your shooting hand and you don't even have to think about this thing slipping around. It stays put. And they have that same dimpled texture on their extended magazine release here. And also unique to their competition pistols and the Blaze here is they have a gray polymer instead of a black polymer. I'm not sure why, but I think it looks cool. It kind of has that NES Nintendo Zapper look to it, which I'm all about. If you do not want to run an optic, if you want to run this in limited, instead it comes with an excellent adjustable rear sight. And speaking about the optic system, look at how low they mounted that red dot. Like looking through it, the bottom of the window is pretty much directly on the top of the slide. The heavy, full dust covered frame they've added to the Blaze here, you may have noticed these 3 holes. That is a Seymour pattern if you want to toss a competition thumb ledge on the pistol. It also has an ambidextrous shielded thumb safety. That way it just prevents your thumb from coming into contact with the slide serrations on the rear of the slide. This gun cycles so fast, you don't want to be slowing down that cyclic rate by grinding your thumb on the serrations. And I'm sure by now you've noticed that they added almost a reckless amount of lightning cuts on the slide. They lightened this slide as much as they could while maintaining long-term high round count durability. They have this flush crowned bull barrel here to add more non-reciprocating weight to the front of the gun. The way that they've balanced this thing out with weight across the board makes it balance extremely well in hand. And I know I've already mentioned that it cycles really fast due to the light slide, but the way that they've added non-reciprocating weight to the gun also makes it very soft shooting. And of course I have to mention the single most important thing when it comes to pistols, and that is the aesthetics. Bul Armory knows how to make a good looking gun. So whether you're running this thing at the range or in competition, you're gonna look good doing it. Now, nothing is perfect. Let's hop into negatives. So right off the bat, the biggest problem with the gun is in the magwell. Now I want to start off by saying that it comes with an aluminum magwell, which is of course lightweight. I think a lot of people are going to prefer a heavier magwell, so you can always swap out to a stainless steel one or a tungsten one, you know, something crazy, add some more weight to the bottom of the pistol. In my opinion, it balances extremely well with the aluminum magwell, but I don't know why, there's something wrong in my head. I want stainless steel all the time for everything. But the actual problem and the biggest negative I experienced on this gun is the magwell has a really sharp corner right here that was just absolutely cutting into me at the range. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna file it down a little bit and smooth it out, but still at this price point, you know, I think that corner probably shouldn't be so sharp. And that's also gonna vary for people depending on your hand size. My hand size, medium size glove, the corner of that magwell just hits me right at the base of my hand. And the reason that sharp corner on the magwell is so weird is because the rest of the magwell is so well blended and rounded. It just seems really out of place on an otherwise well-designed magwell. Like the funnel itself is great. It's impossible to miss a reload, so just weird to see an oversight like that. Clearly this is not a deal breaker, but it shouldn't be sharp. Something else that's going to irritate some people is that it does not have a toolless guide rod. But they do that because the toolless guide rod is just one more part to fail or break in competition, especially at high round counts. I bring it up because I know that convenience like that is important to a lot of people. Personally, I don't mind sticking a little tool in there for disassembly. I would rather have the long-term durability of the part instead of the convenience of disassembly, but to each their own, figured I'd bring it up. Now finally, we have the potential negative in philosophy of this pistol, and that would be that the Blaze is 100% made for competition. I would not recommend this for any kind of self-defense use. But the Bul Armory TAC 5-inch does what the Blaze does, and it can be used for self-defense. So if you want a gun that can do everything, the Bul Armory TAC already exists. So essentially, the Bul Armory Blaze is only for the person who takes competition 100% seriously. This is a gun built to be a winning pistol. Comparing the two, the Blaze balances in the hand way better than the TAC does, and they have min-maxed the engineering of the Blaze to perform the absolute best, whether that's 1% better than the TAC, or 3% better than the TAC, or 5%. It's going to depend on whose hands the Blaze is in. But if you're shooting competition recreationally for fun, you're not shooting to win every single match, the TAC makes more sense across the board. The Blaze exists for the person who wants to be at the top of the podium. So consider exactly what you're looking for in a pistol and decide accordingly. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, everyone. It was great seeing you again, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm Brett, and this was Nightwood Guns. Nightwood out.